singing bunnies and flowers and so on. That's hell for Gamora, which I thought was hilarious.
Hi, I'm your guardian of the galaxy. I'm Lorraine.
Oh boy.
Hi, I'm your guardian of the galaxy. I'm Lorraine.
And you can call me Beta Ray Belton or Langston.
This is Earth's Mightiest Show.
Where we talk about all of the biggest stuff in the Marvel Universe.
Which is why we're kicking it all off with some really cool news.
Marvel Studios' Avengers Endgame broke the box office this weekend and the internet. Now, I know it's tempting, but hashtag don't spoil the Endgame. Theaters are packed and folks are still seeing the film for the first time, so let's make sure they have an awesome experience too. Thank you for being cool, y'all.
And you guys like free stuff, right? Because Free Comic Book Day is upon us this Saturday, May 4th. You can visit a participating local comic book shop and look out for copies of Spider-Man #1, featuring a very symbiotic Miles Morales story, and Avengers #1, which introduces a very new Avengers run and an upcoming Savage Avengers team.
Plus, May 4th is, of course, Star Wars Day, so look out for a very special Earth's Mightiest Show bonus all about Marvel's coolest Star Wars comics this weekend.
Oh my gosh, there's so much good stuff, but we have to talk about Marvel Animation because Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy has Season 3 here on Disney XD.
Yes, it is called Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, and it's based on the ride at Disney California Adventure Park, which you and Ryan, aka Agent M, got to ride, and it was great.
Oh my gosh, it was awesome. I particularly loved it. Ryan had a harder time with it, but that's
Shattered,
fine.
I believe the term is. He was shattered by this ride. Yes.
Somewhat.
Yes.
But the animated series is also in that spirit of breaking out, and this time they're going to be breaking out of something called the Black Vortex.
Now you might be saying to yourself, what is the Black Vortex? Well, it was introduced in comic books by Sam Humphries in 2015, and it is like this mirror-like artifact that kind of imbues you with cosmic power and kind of opens your brain. But this version of the Black Vortex is going to be a little bit different.
That's right. In the animation style, it's going to be in that spirit of the Guardians breaking out this season. So the Guardians are going to have to break out of sort of mirror dimensions or dream dimensions. So things are a little different.
Yes, and each one of these worlds they go to is going to be really cool because we're talking about animation styles. They're going to be introducing a whole bevy of new animation styles for the Marvel Universe, from fairytale-like worlds to CGI to claymation stylings. It's going to be cool.
Yeah, you know what? In fact, I thought it would be really fun for us if we touched a piece of the Black Vortex that I have right here.
I'd rather not. I'd rather.
But first, why don't you guys get a full scoop from the cast and creators of Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. Okay, here we go. Let's just touch it. One, two, three.
I don't know, Gamora. This thing looks like super evil.
Hi, I'm Vanessa Marshall. I play Gamora.
I'm David Sobolov, and I play the animated Drax.
I'm Trevor Duvall. I'm the voice of Rocket Raccoon on Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, and I also wrote a couple of episodes as well.
So the idea for the Black Vortex came as a very loose adaptation of a comic book story. Really, other than the design of the Black Vortex mirror, we didn't take too much from the actual story. We had to create our own sort of multiverse version, and jumping through a mirror seems like a great way to get into a multiverse.
For a traditional series, a lot of the decisions are made up front. For Black Vortex, they were individual little stories and all departures from the traditional model. So it allowed us to work in more of a classic sense, meaning the writers and the designers collaborate a lot more directly at the beginning, where we don't always have that opportunity with traditional television.
Go on, shoot!
Well, the Black Vortex was an interesting plot twist. Each of us, we get separated into our own worlds. Gamora's worst nightmare is this sort of princess world with singing bunnies and flowers and so on. That's hell for Gamora, which I thought was hilarious.
The idea of the fairy tale setup for Gamora with the woodland creatures, it played to every stereotype that anyone who's a fan of animation has seen since the 1940s. So we really went almost to the extreme with the temperature of the colors that were used. That was very reminiscent of Snow White and Bambi.
Throughout all 3 seasons, the colors have really struck me as very special tones. I've never seen anything like it in animation, but this one in particular, they really went full princess mode, and they crushed it. They really did. They crushed it.
His memory was erased back in issue number 219. I do not remember that.
What did I just say?
Drax finds himself in a two-dimensional comic book world where there are actual panels and all of the conventions of comic books, including a narrator who he finds himself arguing with.
When I'm in the story, in the Black Vortex, he is in the world of Peter Parker. And I did not let it affect the way I did it, because you can't with Drax. He has to just see what's in front of him. And that made it so funny, because everyone else is telling him what his world is, and he's saying, that didn't happen.
And we got to also play a little bit with some of the actual comic book origins of Drax and put them in there and play up the absurdity of some of those original Starlin stories.
We were pulling elements from publishing that allowed it to have a little bit more of a graphic feel. So we carried a very heavy black shadow on all the characters. We lit the environment so that it supported those characters and they didn't stand out as much. We used sort of a dot pattern to play into the environment design and allow sort of a blending of the character and the animation in a world that's still very much graphic and limited, but also just having a little bit of fun bringing a comic book to life.
Ah! What the flarg? How did I get here? Hey, this ain't my usual tale. This ain't my usual look.
So I wrote the one where Rocket gets trapped in kind of like this giant packaging warehouse.
The Rocket short, it's physical gags, but I think he had one of the most difficult tasks in the Groot portion of that episode, because when Groot awakens inside the Black Vortex, he finds himself in a world that looks more or less like the world he left. It just sounds very different.
I am JQ.
I am Groot, but we know each other, JQ.
Groot actually is trapped in a nightmare where we hear his thoughts and everybody else just says, I am Groot. And that I'm really super proud of. To hear lines of dialogue that I wrote, especially when it comes in this episode for Groot, to hear what Groot would sound like, and to just take that from that kernel of an idea and to see it realized by Kevin and by the animators and by the story editors and everything, there's nothing like it. It's unbelievable.
Every time I get my script, via email, and I would read it, it was just, the next one was better than the last. Like, how is that even possible?
The arc of the Black Vortex, it takes a lot of chances. It pushes the boundaries of what kind of stories we can tell and how we tell them. I think that this creative team that was in charge of our show, as well as the creative team responsible for the type of stories we're telling now, I think they really bumped it up a notch.
One thing I loved about Black Vortex, it's 90 years of animation. You're seeing all these different styles, and I bet a lot of people haven't even seen these styles. There's something for everybody, and it's just, you want to keep watching it, because you never know what's going to happen next.
I'm really looking forward to the way the fans are going to react to what we've done, because there's such a variety of storytelling techniques and animation styles. I think my favorite was Gamora in the fairytale land, but it's just a beautiful piece that stands out amongst all of the pieces that we've done for Black Vortex.
Even if you've never seen an episode of Guardians of the Galaxy, these are the ones to see, because they are visually unlike anything you have ever seen on this show, or really any other Marvel show, or maybe any other Disney XD show. This is appointment television, and you should watch them, and you should watch them over and over, because there's a lot of detail that you'll miss the first time.
I hope you'll all watch the Black Vortex on Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy on Disney XD.
Oh, smooth move, Lorraine. Now we're stuck in the Black Vortex and we're in black and white.
It seemed better in my head. But there are going to be more upcoming episodes of Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, introducing more animation styles, which we'll be previewing on the show next week.
Yes.
So that's good.
Animation is top notch, and I'm obsessed with these little anthropomorphic bunnies. They're so adorable.
Okay, I think we better find our way out of here if we don't want to stay black and white.
Yes, I'd like to leave, Lorraine.
Okay, while we figure that out, check out my art lesson with Marvel Animation's own Eric Radomski on how to bring one of those cute little bunnies to life.
Actually, while we're here, let's go fight some monsters. I see some monsters over there. Come on, we got it. Come on, you kickbox.
Yeah! I am here with master of all things Marvel animation, Eric Radomski. There are all of these happy magical bunnies from Gamora's fairytale land, and I would very much like to know how to draw one. I'm not necessarily a great artist, but I have a feeling you could teach me.
Well, I can give you the basics.
Okay, great.
This style of character looks cute and cuddly, but it really is basic, simple shapes. So literally we're starting with a circle, which is the scale of the head.
Oh yeah.
And also, whenever you're sketching, you're constructing the character, so it doesn't have to be perfect.
It won't be.
So once you've got the circle, it's a flat dimension. You want to turn them into a three-dimensional character. So you've got the center line for dividing the two eyes, and then you've got the underline under the eyes so that you can start placing them.
And this is where you speed it up with time lapse. His eyes are a little cuckoo bananas.
So then we've got the basic shape going for the head. Now the body is a slightly misshapen oval, but he's sitting on it, so we want to make sure that the center weight is going over the center of his body. So somewhere down below him you want to put a baseline where the body's resting. And then from underneath his chin, where his neck would connect, you're just kind of putting a little swooping shape that sort of centers his body. And then the back side is his back, and then his butt.
So like a good old kidney bean.
Absolutely. And then the last part of this cute little bunny is just sort of the cotton ball tail.
Oh,
and that's just sort of a little puffy shape that comes out of him.
I've got that part.
There you go.
Let's show them off.
All right, here we go.
There's yours.
There's mine. That's pretty great.
I've never honestly been so proud of anything. I'm gonna send this to my parents and ask them to put it on the fridge.
Wonderful. Well, this is kind of where our character starts. This is where he starts to change, and yours is when he's starting to turn evil. So we'll go with that.
To see how this rabbit transitions from this to that, be sure to check out the Black Vortex on Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy on Disney XD. Thank you.
Thanks.
Whoa, you guys just missed it.
Listen,
We
you
fought
would not believe it.
so many monsters, just aliens.
all types of badniks and creatures. But listen, we're back to the show now. It's great.
Yeah, we're out of the vortex, so we're fine. And I am sorry, I am so bad at drawing.
Yeah, don't apologize. The bunnies are super cute, though.
They are,
They very
right?
much are.
Be sure to watch Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout on Disney XD. You don't want to miss it.
Yeah, and don't miss more about the Black Vortex on Earth's Mightiest Show next week.
Yeah, and tell us what Marvel character that you'd most like to see in an animated series and use the hashtag Earth's Mightiest Show.
We'll see you next time.
I'm Lorraine.
And I'm Langston.
And this is Marvel.
Your universe. Oh.
Thanks for watching Earth's Mightiest Show. If you like this, leave us a comment and subscribe.
Or click the box over there to watch our last episode.
So Langston, what kind of vortex do you want to get stuck in?
Ooh, maybe I just want to be made of blocks.
Well, you are square.